Hey again, guys. Do you know what I like to do when my hot water heater goes out? I like to look at some baseball cards. Hey, I want to do a deep dive now, a deeper dive than normal into the 1977 Topps set. And there's a lot here to take in, and a lot you may not be familiar with. A lot of the cards from this era are often overlooked here on YouTube. And so I thought I'd maybe learn you a thing or two, hopefully, and give a little bit of a new appreciation to this set. It has a lot to offer, and there's a lot of different things with the 77 Topps design and how they use these cards. Now I'm wearing this hat in honor of one of my favorite all-time cards, and that's the Gary Templeton rookie card. I think it's just a fabulous card. I was a fan of his. I know, he had that one incident where he flipped off the crowd, and he's probably most famous for the trade with Ozzie Smith. But it's one of my favorite all-time cards. I think it's a great looking card. And this is Gary Templeton's game-used hat when he was with the Mets, and it's signed. And he had a small head, because I have a small head. I'm like 7 1/8, and this thing's snug on me. I always keep it back here on my styrofoam head. So let's look. I'll start with one from my childhood. I was very young when these cards were out, so they have a lot of nostalgia for me. And this one was a card I always liked, and I always liked this player. But I chose this card because it's still in the form that I had as a kid. It's pretty beaten up there. I think this was one that was wrapped in a rubber band. But a great card. Now I selected some notable cards, and I selected some of the better looking cards in this set. But there are some things that I want to point out, because this is the only year, to the best of my knowledge, where O-Pee-Chee cards, the Canadian versions, had totally different images than the Topps cards. For instance, there's a little nuance here. The Gary Templeton rookie has a trophy cup, and the O-Pee-Chee does not. Here is Gary Carter Topps card, and here's the O-Pee-Chee. Totally different pose. Here's the Manny Sanguillen Topps card, and here's the O-Pee-Chee. They were both airbrushed. You can see the Pirates uniform under there. And Phil Gardner, here's his Topps card. And then he got traded to the Pirates. And Sanguillen came over too. They made up part of the 79 World Series team. Sanguillen just went to the A's for a short stint. Came right back, but you could see they airbrushed in a Pirates hat. Totally different pose. Here's the Doc Medich Topps. Part of that trade. O-Pee-Chee put him in the A's. Now here's Ronald Floor. Probably the only baseball player to be discovered in prison. You can see it as the All-Star down there. The O-Pee-Chee does not. And I don't have the regular, I'm going to get into the Topps cloths too, but this is a Topps cloth, but this is what the regular Tony Perez looked like, the Topps. And this is the O-Pee-Chee. So if you want to delve into the O-Pee-Chees, whole new cards to collect, same players. Now, this is one of the years, I believe this is the first year, that Topps made the Burger King cards. So here's a Willie Randolph Burger King card. I'm sorry, this is his Topps card, and Burger King does not have the Rookie Cup. Thurman Munson, Topps card. The Burger King card does not have the All-Star. The All-Star banner there. Here's Paul Blair, Topps card. And his Burger King card is with the Yankees. So, that offers a little bit of nuance and something exciting to collect in these sets if you want to delve into the O-Pee-Chees and the Burger Kings. Now, here I have two, these were Topps proofs, auctioned off. Topps auctioned these off. These are no signature proof cards, and they're blank back. So Marino, and we have Frank Tanana. Cool to get those kinds of things. Then after a long run of, those of you familiar with the 60s cards, remember the Topps Venezuela. Well, they had these thin Venezuelans in 1977. This is Dave Parker. These are very thin. If you've never touched one. They're blank back. I believe they were made to be glued into a book, as was often done with the Venezuelans. Here's a Richie Hebner. Fun set to collect, and much tougher to find, obviously. This is one of the really great looking cards of all time. This Jim Palmer. So I'm just going to run through some of the set. We have here Andre Dawson rookie card. Dale Murphy rookie card. Craig Reynolds. He and Willie Randolph came up with my Pirates, and he became a staple at shortstop for the Astros. Here's an autograph, Ken Griffey. I was a huge Ken Griffey fan growing up. And he was from the same town, same area as Stan Musial. Here's an autograph, Ralph Kiner, Turn Back the Clock. Minnie Minoso, record breaker, when he was the oldest player to hit safely. Bruce Sutter rookie card. Rennie Stennett. Of course, he holds the record for most hits in a game. Johnny Bench. Willie Stargell. Third year card of Fred Lynn. Third year card. The Bull, Greg Luzinski. One of my favorite cards growing up. And Jose Cruz. He was a good ball player when I watched him. Here we have Rick Monday. And he was the first player ever to be drafted in the Major League Baseball draft. John Hiller. This is an autograph card. Now, he won Player Comeback of the Year. I think he had a heart attack and came back and set the saves record. I'm trying to think of who broke his record. I think Bobby Thigpen broke it. Richie Zisk is part of the Pirates Lumber Company, they called them. A beautiful, beautiful looking card here, and that's Carlton Fisk. And I always love this Rusty Staub. And I always loved this Davy Lopes. I like to watch him play. I liked him. Pete Rose. I still remember the first time I ever set eyes on this card. A kid at school had it. I had to get it. Reggie Jackson. They airbrushed him from when he was with the Orioles. Even though he played the entire 1976 season with the Orioles, Topps did not make a card of him with the Orioles. They had made this for 77, and there are, I believe, 3 proofs available that sold at auction for a lot of money. I think Keith Olbermann bought 2 of them, but they were never distributed. And you got the brother cards. Here's George and Ken Brett. And the World Series cards. Of course, this is when the Big Red Machine was around. What a team that was. Another one of my favorite all-time cards is the Ted Simmons. You got the Chet Lemon Rookie Cup card. Darryl Porter. Bill Buckner. I always thought this was a good-looking Kenny Singleton. Joe Torre. The Mad Hungarian. This guy either struck out or hit a home run. Dave Kingman. Hit a lot of home runs with a .245 batting average or something like that, which makes him way ahead of his time, because today he'd be an all-star and considered for the Hall of Fame. The Candyman. Al Oliver. Our home run leaders were Greg Nettles. I always want to call him Craig. Greg Nettles and Mike Schmidt. And Jim Rice. Strikeout leaders. 2 pretty good pitchers there. George Foster. This is back when he was a beast. J.R. Richard. What he could have been. Mike Schmidt. Robin Yount. Really great card of him. George Brett. 4-time batting champ Bill Madlock. The Mad Dog. Tom Seaver. Frank Tavares. He led the league in steals one year. Was it this year? I think it was. Ron Guidry. Doesn't get enough love. That guy was a fabulous pitcher. Chris Chambliss. He was a great player. Bobby Tolan. The batting stance I like to emulate the most. He had a fun batting stance. Batting style, hold that bat way up. The Human Vacuum. 16 gold gloves he won. It's insanity. They named a surgery after him. He threw a no-hitter on acid. The Goose. When he played for Pittsburgh, they had a goose in a cage, and when he would come out, it was almost like that movie Major League. He'd come out and they would show that goose on the big screen. Tony Perez. Hold on now. Hold on now. That's a third. You got the Topps cloth. You got the Topps. I was looking for his card and I missed it. And then you got the O-Pee-Chee. Look at that. He has 3 different poses. Man, if you're a Tony Perez fan, this is certainly... My battery's going dead there. I'm going to have to speed this up. Great Rod Carew. Now, got to hurry up. You also had the Topps cloth. Here's a box. And got Nolan Ryan, Joe Morgan, Al Oliver. I got a whole bunch of Topps cloths here. I think I have the whole set. I'm sure I do. And then, and I forgot to show you the Topps version of this, but you have Mark Fedrich rookie. And this is what the packs look like. So the Topps cloth. 1977. Man, a fun year to collect baseball cards. Thanks for watching.